I now give the floor to the representative of Marshall Islands.
Mr. President, Chair, members of the Security Council, Excellencies, my dear colleagues, it is my honor to deliver this statement on behalf of the 12 Pacific Small Island Developing States. We align ourselves with the statement made by Papua New Guinea on behalf of the Pacific Island Forum and extend our sincere gratitude to the United Arab Emirates for hosting this important debate on the interconnectedness of climate, peace, and security. Mr. President, we have repeatedly stated that climate change is the single greatest challenge facing our island homes. While our countries are the smallest contributor to global climate change, we find ourselves on the front line of the crisis. Our way of life faces extinction, rising sea levels, ocean acidification, and the increased prevalence of extreme weather events imposes undue constraint on our economies, food supplies, and natural environments. We represent the canary in the coal mine for what it comes if concrete action is not taken by transitioning from fossil fuel toward renewable energy and scaling up climate finance in the realms of adaptation and mitigation. Leading into COP28, we once again emphasized the absolute imperative of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees above pre-industrial levels. For our island states, 0.5 degrees represent more than a bureaucratic point of debate. 0.5 degrees is the difference between a state of security and a state of chaos. For some of our countries, it is a matter of existence and complete inundation. Mr. President, we are advocating for a holistic definition of security. While one might not expect the pristine blue waters of the Pacific to resemble the war zone with which this Council is familiar, forced migration, displacement, food security, food and water insecurity, and infrastructure damage are all downstream effects of climate change that threaten our state of peace. Our people are 15 times more likely to die from a climate-related impact. Rising sea levels have inundated our coastal villages, causing displacement and forced migration. We have seen time and again that forced relocation looks very much like the same in a Pacific Island village being relocated as it does in a war zone. Because simply put, home is not just a location. It is a place where one is rooted and tethered. And forced migration, whether from gunfire or climate impacts, is chaotic, destabilizing, and disheartening all the same. Warming ocean temperatures have bleached our own coral reefs, which disrupt the subsistence and commercial fishing and ecotourism on which our people depend. Sea level rise has flooded our crops, causing food insecurity. The state of insecurity caused by climate-related disasters also reduces the incentive for foreign direct investment. The physical capacity required to address such issue comes at the opportunity cost of investment in development, in health, education, and social services. These security threats are surely familiar to the Council, but in our case, climate change is to be blamed. Our expanded definition of security must inform the Council work in fulfilling its mandate. While the Pacific sits maybe on the front line of this crisis, climate change poses a global threat to the peace and security of all nations and peoples. The climate security nexus is an issue we can and no longer ignore. In this spirit, we are calling for clear, tangible, and transformative action now. We joined the Pacific Island Forum in calling for the Security Council to appoint a special rapporteur to produce a regular review of the holistic global, regional, and national peace and security implication of climate change. Additionally, the Council must become climate sensitive in all its work. In practice, this entails many obligations. For one, the Council must consider climate-related risks in the execution of all peacekeeping and special political missions. It must also establish doctrine that inform, mandate, structures, operations, and reporting guidelines, and enhance capacity training of all UN personnel, including peacekeepers, to identify and deal with the increasingly prevalent climate-related security challenges. In carrying out its mission, the Council must seek greater input from communities like ours, which bear the cost of inaction among the world's largest emitters. Finally, we reiterate our call and request your support in obtaining an advisory opinion from the International Court of Justice on the obligation of states with respect to climate change. Mr. President, to address the most pressing challenge of our time, we must engage all components of our multilateral system. This includes the full weight and power of the Security Council. The Pacific Island Small Island Developing State stand ready to engage in this work. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Marshall Islands for their statements.